So here's a little video about two of my rats, Oswald and William. This one right here is William. He's the only red-eyed rat that I have. I think he's a Siamese rat. He might be Himalayan. I don't know the difference between the two. But you can see he has the color points at his nose, and he also has color points at his back end here. And then back here is Oswald. If he would show his cute little face, sort of. I got both of these guys in the end of June of 2018. I adopted them from the Humane Society. I saw their pictures on petfinder.com at a nearby Humane Society, and I went and checked them out, and I loved them. And I brought them home with me. They were together as cage mates. I don't know if they're litter mates. I don't know much of their backstory, other than that they were returned to the Humane Society 2 times. Once because the person who had them was downsizing, so she got rid of them, and I don't remember the reason for the other person. Oswald's personality, right here, this one is Oswald. He's very outgoing. He loves to explore. I like to say that anything with walls is too small for him. He always wants to go where he's not supposed to go. He always wants to see what else is out there. It doesn't matter how big of a room or space he's in. He just always wants to see more. He's also the smartest of all of my rats. He's very intuitive. He's very perceptive. If I'm eating around him, I've learned not to eat around him actually, because he knows that I'm eating, and then he'll come and he'll insist on having some of my food. And because he's so persistent about it, he usually gets a little bit. So I've stopped eating around him because of that, or I try to be very, very sneaky if I am, but he's the first to pick up on the rustling of bags to know that that means that there's food inside, like if you're eating a bag of chips or something like that. He's often up to no good. If someone's getting in trouble, if I hear a noise or something like that while they're out playing around, it's usually Oswald trying to escape or getting into something that he shouldn't be getting into. He's also a big softie. He's the only rat that will cuddle with me. He'll come over and lay on my lap. He's the easiest to do introductions with. He basically likes every rat immediately. He kind of doesn't really pay attention to them. He doesn't need an introductory period as far as that part goes. He accepted all of the babies right away. I've introduced 4 babies to him, and he has had no issues. He accepted Nero right away. It was Nero that had to accept him, and Nero was probably about 6 or 7 months old at the time that he got to Oswald, or met Oswald, and Oswald was just fine with him. Oswald prefers to be on his own a lot. I'll see him in the cage just by himself, sleeping by himself, or, I mean, he does sleep with the rest of the rats too, but sometimes he'll leave that group setting to be by himself. I don't know what kind of fur Oswald has. It's not a standard coat. You can see where it kind of looks thin in areas. That's normal. That's the way it's always been. And he's Dumbo-eared, so you can see the ears are on the side of his head instead of at the top of his head. And he's the, I guess you would say he's the chillest rat that I have. Nothing really bothers him, nothing really upsets him. He tolerates a lot of things. But that's Oswald. Let me find where William went to, and I'll record him a little bit and tell you about William. So here's William. William, for whatever reason, is the most accident-prone rat that I have. He's always hurting himself. In the year that I've had him, I think he's injured his foot or leg about 3 times. If someone's gonna fall in the cage, it's William. I've definitely looked over to him falling before. And he also had choked on food at one point, which was a really terrifying situation for me, but he got through it. It wasn't like a true choking, he could still breathe. He could still move around, he was still doing everything normally. He was just, it looked like he was foaming at the mouth a little bit, but he got through it. William will not take anyone's crap. If someone is messing with him, he is quick to kind of fight back and stand up for himself, whereas Oswald will just kind of deal with it. William loves to be with other rats, which is really funny because when I adopted William and Oswald, the lady at the Humane Society told me that they tried putting Oswald and William with other rats, and that it turned out very bad, and to never try to do that. And you can see now that they are with 5 other rats. He has been introduced to 5 other rats now. And what I have noticed about William is that he's very cage territorial. It doesn't matter if it's a baby rat or who it is, he will go after and taunt that other rat. William's gonna hide himself because I'm talking about him. But I don't think they went through the proper introductions at the Humane Society when they tried to pair William and Oswald with whatever other rat they were trying to pair them with. But I think he loves being with other rats the most out of all of the rats that I have. I think that's it about William. I know there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember that now. He has the same kind of fur that Oswald has. I don't know what kind it is. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. William and Oswald were also neutered at the time that I adopted them. I didn't know that. These are the first males that I've had. Previous to this, probably about 15 years ago, I had 2 females, and I haven't had rats in 15 years until I adopted William and Oswald. So I didn't pick up right away on the fact that they're neutered, and their adoption paperwork says that they are not neutered. But they clearly are. They do not have any manhood to them. And they've been to the vets, and the vet has confirmed that they are neutered. Also at the Humane Society, they said that they noticed William will sway his head back and forth, and that they tried doing something to treat it, and they don't really know why he sways his head back and forth. But anyone that is even semi-familiar with a red-eyed rat or pink-eyed rat knows that their vision is not as great, and that they sway their head back and forth to kind of see their surroundings better. So I'm not really sure how much the people at the Humane Society actually knew about rats. You can see him boggling there. So this is William. He also has Dumbo ears, along with Oswald. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Looks like William sure enjoys it. See you next time.